It's almost been 2 weeks since the season dropped, and I haven't done a ranking video on any of the weapons. So today I'll be ranking from OP down to why is it here, meaning why is it in the game, there's no point of it being here, get rid of it. Starting off with the collateral damage AR. This AR is insanely fast. The damage isn't all that, however the speed really makes up for it. It reminds me of the combat AR back in the day, and I personally don't use this weapon, but it's definitely an S tier weapon. Baron's double down pistol. The double pistol is a regular mammoth but with 2 shots. The damage increase isn't that significant, however the base damage is 102. If you can land both shots, it becomes an easy elimination. This is my go-to weapon in every game, and I love how fun it is. OP tier. Every chapter has its one pistol, and for this chapter, it's the regular suppressed pistol. The pistol this season isn't too much to look at, but it's definitely not bad. It's not something you would carry throughout the entire game, but early on, it does its job. The mythic pistol definitely beams for tons of damage, and it has a DPS of 209, assuming you hit all your shots. Overall, it's a good weapon, however it's not something I would carry. Fun tier. Plasma Burst Laser. The laser is a brand new weapon for this season, and it has its certain uses. The weapon is really good for getting into vaults faster and absolutely destroying the bosses this season. However, it does 13 base damage and is terrible against players. The explosion barely damages builds and is so easy to avoid people with this weapon. It's bad. Falcon Eye Sniper. This is the only sniper in the game, and you can tell they tried to remake the Reaper Sniper, which is probably the best sniper ever created. But they completely fumbled the bag. It's awful. The gold and mythic rarities are the only snipers that can do 200 headshot. But if you're a Zerbo player, you will never get an insta kill on anyone because the max that the mythic does is like 218 or something like that. It's also the only weapon currently in the game to have bullet drop, and it's really bad. It's almost impossible to line up a shot, and I wish they just brought back the Reaper Sniper instead of this garbage. I put it in do not use tier. It would be so much better if the bullet drop was adjusted a little bit and all of the rarities did at least 200 headshot. The Kneecapper. This has crazy movement. When I combine the Kneecapper with the Wolf Medallion, I can speed across the map at an incredible speed. You can also stack up the Gold Rush effect to go even faster. It's really fun to knock players off of really high places, and the only issue I have with this weapon is that it's really hard to fight against if you don't have a bat yourself. If you don't have a bat and you can't run away, it's game over, they'll bat you down. Overall, it's a really good item for movement and it's really fun to mess around with. S tier. Thermite. This has one use and it's used for one purpose only. This item is essential to open the new vaults this season, and it's also the only way to open them anyway, so yeah. Using this against players is unusable. The damage is terrible, and when it's used on walls, it can barely break one wooden wall. It can't even break brick or metal. You should never use Thermite against players, and it's not worth it. If we didn't need this item, I would have put it in why is it here tier, but since it's our only way to get in the vault, I'm gonna put it at bad tier. Sub-Zero's combat kit. This is kinda like the Kneecapper, but worse. The movement was nerfed and now there's a delay between slides. The damage isn't all that good, and it's decently easy to fight against. It was fun day one when it first came out, but now that the Kneecapper is in the game, there's almost no point of having Sub-Zero. I love Mortal Kombat and I hope they release more skins, but for now this item is going to be in why is it here tier. It's not good. Porta cover. I play build mode. This item is straight up useless to me. Why is it here? No, I'm kidding. I'm sure it's useful in zero build, but why pick this up when you can just use a porta bunker? I feel like it's a better item anyway. I still think it's somewhat useless, but it's good for when you don't have any other cover, so I put it in the don't use tier. Pulse scanner. The pulse scanner is actually pretty cool. Especially in places where the medallion spawns, it's great to know where all the real players are behind all the footsteps all around. However, it's also not that good. It can only mark enemies for a couple of seconds, and it also marks itself. For an example, if you throw this down, other players can see where the scanner is, which means they know where it was placed, and now they know where you are. It's a griefing machine. I don't really carry this because it just wastes another slot in my inventory, and the only purpose it's used for are those early game eliminations. Bad tier. Med Smoke Grenade. This item is actually really nice. It heals +5 white health every second, and it creates a smoked effect around itself that can help you escape or hide from other players. It lasts for about 12 seconds and it heals a total of 125 health. The only issue I have is that you can only stack 2, and it's not really that helpful against medkits. I think carrying 3 medkits is better value, but it's up to the player's preference. It's not a bad item at all, so I'll just put it in really good tier. Gold Splash. This is an S tier healing option. It's a normal chug splash giving +20 health / shield and can stack up to 6. The main reason why it's an S tier is because it gives a gold rush effect. Not only it gives you 20 extra health, but you can also sprint a little faster, pickaxe faster, and stack the speed with the medallion. Awesome healing item. Chug Jug. This is easily the best update to the Chug Jug we've ever had. It has a total of 200 health / shield, and you can only use what you need and save the rest for later. Not only that, it's throwable now, and it has a great animation. It's such a subtle change, but they really cooked with it. I love this new Chug Jug and I carry it more often now than ever before. OP tier. Unstoppable Medallion. This medallion is great. I landed this POI every single game because of the Mammoth Pistol and this medallion. Those two together are awesome. It gives an initial speed boost when you sprint, and as I mentioned a couple of times already, this medallion can stack up with the Gold Splash and the Kneecapper. You can travel 5 times as fast compared to a normal player sprinting. OP tier. Super Shield Medallion. This medallion is a complete 180 from the last medallion. It's not good, not even in 0 build. It's such a hassle to fight the Shogun on the island for a medallion that's basically useless. When healing, it spawns a small shield bubble around you, and 99.9% of players usually build a box around themselves or just heal in a bush or something. And it only lasts a couple seconds, which means even in 0 build, you would definitely get beamed if you're drinking a Chug Jug. It's just a massive waste of time getting this medallion, and the only reason you'd have it is if you wanted the mythic Holo AR. Why is it here? We have new boons this season. All of the old ones got vaulted, but now we have these new ones and they're kinda cool, kinda not. Vulture boon. This is pretty cool. The boon will mark the closest eliminated player with the skull. This is helpful because it shows the exact location of a recent fight that just happened, which means the last player remaining is most likely low on health. And if you can find them, it's probably an easy elimination. It's really fun. Gold Rush boon. This grants the gold rush effect when opening containers. This is basically useless because how often are you going to open containers mid-fight? The gold rush is great for movement towards a player and gaining height while building, but having to open a container first, it's just not worth it. Why is it here? Adrenaline Rush boon. This gives a slap effect when mantling, hurdling, or wall jumping. This effect gives an infinite sprint for a short amount of time. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's nice to have. Fun tier. Gold Ammo boon. Receive ammo when picking up gold bars. I have not tested how much ammo you'd get from this, but it doesn't seem all that. I'm always max gold, meaning if I get this boon, I wouldn't be able to take advantage of it. It's a cool idea, but I don't think it would be noticeable in a normal game. Bad tier. And for the last boon, we have Greed boon. This boon gives extra gold from containers and eliminations. It's not all that good, mainly because this season is so highly focused on gold and it's so easy to max out your gold anyway. So there's no real point of taking advantage of this, and it's not bad, but you shouldn't go out of your way to get it. Fun tier. Dilbit. Crypto and black markets in Fortnite? Who would have guessed it would be a real thing in game? Not me back in 2020. Anyway, this item has a really cool system. After opening any vault around the map, you will receive a Dilbit. This can be used in black markets to trade for mythic weapons as well as any other gold or purple weapons. I love this item and I really like how they use the idea. S tier. Striker Burst Rifle. This is a hit scan version of the Chapter 5 Burst AR. This is easily my favorite AR in this season. The Chapter 5 Burst had a faster fire rate compared to the older versions, and I'm so glad they took it and made it hit scan. I carry this weapon in every game, it's super accurate, and it just beams anyone in sight. Definitely an S tier weapon. Mammoth Pistol. The normal Mammoth is amazing. The damage is great for quick shots and super rewarding to hit a headshot. It's so OP that they had to ban this from tournaments this season. It's way better than a sniper, and I personally think it's a must-have. Learn how to use this now. OP tier. Sticky Grenade Launcher. This weapon was also banned from competitive, and for a good reason. It's super annoying to fight against, and it can grief anyone's game. It completely destroys any build in sight and shreds through any materials. Getting stuck by this weapon alongside your builds being destroyed can be an instant elimination for the other player. I hate this weapon, and it's almost impossible to fight a duo who has it. It's OP, but not for the right reason. Remove this before I crash out. Shield Bubble Jr. Again, this item is useless for me because I mainly play build mode, but I'm assuming it's very good in zero build. The quick cover when you're getting shot out in the open is pretty nice, and I'm sure most zero build players carry this. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it in really good tier. Launchpad. I don't understand this item. It makes sense for zero build, but like if you're gonna add the launchpad to the game, at least add a good one for build mode. This item just straight up sucks. It's not worth taking up a slot in your inventory, especially when we can only have 2. I miss the purple rarity ones that acted as a trap in your inventory where you could just place anywhere and it was always there when you needed it. It never took up any slots and you could carry as many as you needed. And again, not even in zero build, it's not worth carrying it. Why is it here? Now for some weapons that we had last season. The Sentinel Pump Shotgun. This is the only standard shotgun in the game, and it does decent damage, but nothing that crazy. We definitely had better shotguns back in the day, like the normal pump, the hammer pump. The Gatekeeper was insane. It's not the worst shotgun in the world, and I'm not complaining. It's still really good. Twinfire Auto Shotgun. Trash. Why is it here? Don't use this. And last but not least, we got the Veiled Precision SMG. This was so fun last season, but now with so many good ARs, it's practically useless. However, it's not bad, and it can still beam for tons of damage. It's really good. This is the entire tier list from OP to Why Is It Here. Thank you so much for watching, and like, subscribe, do all that. Bye.